So I think the best thing that I learned from this class is that there are just so many things that you can be happy about that you don't realize are right in front of you. And if we just take a bit of time each day to appreciate what we are given and all the good things, all the nice things around us, how we're so lucky to be able to be where we are. Taking this class was definitely worth my time. It's so much more than just going to a class, going to listen to a lecture and just coming out and memorizing stuff. It's what the things that we learn, it will help us for the rest of our lives. And I mean that very seriously. Probably my favorite thing to learn in this class was definitely gratitude, where it's not about doing things for other people, expecting something in return. It's just more about making someone's day better, just as simple as that. It's probably the one class that I feel like has helped me most, not just in the context of school and grades. It has definitely helped me so much more outside of class. It has helped improve the way I manage my time, how I approach new things, how I look at the problems you deal with. And I think for future generations, it'd be amazing for everyone to have this class again. Future Alvin will probably roast current Alvin on how bad he is at dealing with stuff right now, and that future Alvin will hopefully be in better shape, hopefully get a bit taller, be able to run a mile faster, and not be really bad at doing math problem sets.
Yale, like, they put on this face of being very invested in students' mental health, and I think that that's great. But when it comes to actually like being able to make appointments, like when you, and it's hard to take that, like I said, it's hard to take that first step, right? And it can be like a little bit intimidating to take that first step into like the like mental health resources available at Yale. And then even when people are able to do that, like it can still be a little tricky to navigate, even though there's so many resources, right? Like figuring out which one is right and then making an appointment and actually getting an appointment. Because I think it's little things that add up, right? That create the stress, that create this pressure cooker environment. I think it's gonna take a lot of work to change that, like for the better. But I think this class was definitely a way to sort of make that conversation more approachable and make that conversation more accessible to a large amount of students. Like, it's a class, so we can like have the excuse or have a reason to make time because it's a class and we're at Yale and you need to make time for homework and like this is your homework. But then I think if you go into it with the mentality of like, oh, like I'm kind of over this, you're not gonna, or like if you're not doing the rewirements, right, you're not doing the practice, it's not gonna help you. So it can be there, but it won't help you. I'm sure that a lot of the things that I've learned in this class, I'll still be using 10 years down the line. Like gratitude journaling, I had never really thought about doing that before, but it was really effective. And even just thinking of the idea of like ritual and how that can be like really good for you. I don't know, that was something I was like, oh, that makes so much sense. Like that's why I like going. That's why I like going to church. Like actually makes me feel a lot better.
The reason why I still find a lot of enjoyment with the class is because the other courses I'm taking are very, very work heavy. So going to a class where you just kind of get to sit back and listen and take notes and just really absorb all the information, knowing that it's for the sake of your personal development, is really phenomenal. Because as time goes on, the thrill of being in the most popular class at Yale does diminish. I do think my interest in the course has not in the same degree. What's challenging for me is trying to figure out a means to continue this. You're only doing things for 5 days, and that's not how you build a habit as we've learned in class. So I think that's something that I'm thinking about is, yes, it's really great, I have this reinforcement, but will that last? Professor Santos is just so amazing at presenting and really being so passionate about it and just caring so deeply about the students that really is what has the effect, I think. I did it, Lori Santos. I bought an iPad and it was so bad, I know we should buy experiences and not things, but I thought maybe getting an iPad would help my experiences be better, but unfortunately I have already adapted to it. I'm definitely going to take forward, especially after my iPad purchase, that I should buy experiences and not things, and that's something I've tried to do already. So I think the only thing I can really recommend to the Yale administration to change is just more support. Seeing the sophomores, there hasn't been a lot of support, and that's something I've found a lot of my classmates tell me about as well. When I first arrived at Yale, definitely what kept me up at night was the fact, like, what if I don't make friends, and what if people don't like me, and what if I don't fit in at Yale? And so to see myself, you know, at the final couple weeks of college at Yale, for me, I feel like I'm a senior graduating. Like, at first I was terrified, and for no good reason either. Here, of course, there's nothing I regret or wish I had done differently. It's just, I do wish I wasn't so nervous and so intimidated.
As a reinstated student, I'm worried about making sure that I pass all my classes, and then there's an added layer of stress with the fact that, like, my parents call me every week to, like, check up on me and ask me, like, what the scores on all of my assignments are and how my midterms went. It still keeps me up at night somewhat, but it's gotten better over the course of the course. As much as I can let go of the importance of letter grades, obviously it's a concept that has been pounded into us since elementary school, so it's not going away that easy. This class in particular, I think, was really important because I learned a lot of things, and a lot of things were said that I needed to hear to let go of some self-doubt and some resentment that I held on to towards myself. Learning while you're here is what's important, not the grades that you get. You will have a better time and be less stressed and get more out of the classes that you take and your time at Yale if you go into them with the goal of getting all of the knowledge that you can out of them and not with your end goal of being a good grade.